Yo, what's going on? This is Dion Taylor, the director of Fear.
And you're listening to the Horror Squad Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Horror Squad Podcast. This is episode number 382, where tonight we'll be talking about 1998's Fallen, picked by Steve. Steve, do you want to tell us why you chose this film?
It's a film I used to have on VHS and that I watched when I was in college. I really like kind of that late 90s crime horror era. Like I'd pick Seven as well, and there's this, and there's Bone Collector and Citizen X, and there's like a bunch of movies like this at that time. And I just thought, yeah, Fallen. No one really talks about it, so
No.
it's been a long time since I'd seen it, probably since the early 2000s when I bought it on DVD the first time. So I'm like, hey, let's revisit it. It's got an amazing cast, and it's got a demon, so it's kind of horror.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little borderline, but still, I thought it'd be a fun one to do.
All right, excellent. Yeah, I mean, I literally no one talks about. I'd never even heard of it, Steve, when you picked it, and then when we were talking about last week, I literally, IMDb'd it, and I was like, oh shit, fucking Denzel Washington, and it's like, how have I not heard of this movie with this like fire cast? But yeah, I'm excited to talk about it a little later, and it gave us the Denzel Washington relief GIF that many of you
Yes, it did.
know about these days, which kind of blew my mind watching. I was like, wait a minute, I know this. It's so weird when you see a GIF like in a movie, like you're like, oh my God, it's so weird. Like, especially if like, it's something you don't recognize and then you finally see it, it kind of is like, it's a full circle moment. It's really amazing. But anyway, I'm here, of course, with Steve and Todd as always, and I am Joe. For those of you who maybe are listening for the first time ever, welcome to the Horror Squad Podcast, everybody. Todd, what's up, man? Anything new with you?
No, just hanging out, man. That's all I got.
All right, awesome. All right, well, we are gonna be starting the show soon, but Steve, I think we have an update on Movie Club.
That's right. So every month we start this thing where we're voting. We're letting people vote on like 5 or 6 picks with a theme for what's going to be shown at Movie Club. This month, Joe said he was going to make it. He promised. He said, if you do it on a Saturday, I'm going to be there. So May 31st, 9 p.m. Hoping Joe's going to be there. So I let him pick the options this week, and his theme was a found footage. And the movie that got picked after a revote, because there was a tie in the first round, so we had to do a second round, was Dark Tapes, which I'm happy won because it's the only one I'd never seen or even heard of, and it's an anthology, so that always works well for movie club night. So yeah, May 31st, 9 p.m. We watch it over Zoom, and it's all you have to do is join the Discord, which is free. So there you go.
What happens if Joe doesn't show up though, since he promised?
Oh.
You gonna kill
Listen,
him, or you gonna?
Listen, I will be there unless work overtime calls, because I'm not gonna lie, money is a little
Money talks, though.
extra money is a little more important, but other than that, I will 100% be there, as long as work does not call. So I'll put it at a 80 to 90% chance right now that I will be there. I'm gonna try my very, very best to be there for sure. So yeah, I feel like I've seen that movie, but I honestly completely forget everything about it. So yeah, I'm excited to watch it too. What else came close? It was
Poughkeepsie Tapes
Yes.
was also tied, and Butterfly Kisses was also,
yes.
which is an amazing film that people should
Yes.
check out.
And rest in peace to the director as well,
Right,
who we
yeah.
lost not too long ago.
So
Um,
the Dark Tapes has a solid 2.3
It's not very great.
on Letterboxd.
That's not great.
It's not great, but it's available on Prime, Tubi, and for free with Steve because he hosts it. So there
Excellent.
you go.
Yes. So join us for Movie Club. Yeah, every month hosted by Steve on our Discord. Join the Discord, folks, if you haven't already. We've been getting new members here and there, so we appreciate you guys coming in and joining. Alrighty. I think that's it, folks. So why don't we get into the show? And let's spill some tea, Steve.
Let's spill it.
Oh, you want the tea. I'm sorry. We don't serve tea. Nope. Instead, you get a cup of Joe. And now here's Joe with the news.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Chuck. And here you go, folks. Your cup of Joe for this week. Let's start off with some movie trailer news here. The Conjuring Last Rites. The highly anticipated final movie of the first segment or whatever they're calling it now of this universe, of the Conjuring universe. But this will be the final one that stars, of course, Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga as, of course, the Warrens. This one is going to be directed by Michael Chavis, who did the last Conjuring movie. So we'll see about that. But this one is going to deal with the Smurl haunting, which took place from 1974 all the way to 1989, where Jack and Janet Smurl of Pennsylvania alleged a demon inhabited their home. So, gentlemen, I think we all watched the trailer. So let me know, what are your thoughts of this Conjuring Last Rites movie?
I watched about 20 seconds and I'm like, this looks cool. So I turned it off because I hate spoilers, as you guys know. But I probably a little bit more than I watched up to the point where it's like the doll is talking or some shit.
Yeah.
And then I turned it off because it looks cool. But then again, Conjuring the last one sucked ass. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, I think the trailer looks really good. It kind of gives me more like Conjuring 2 vibes than it does The Devil Made Me Do It vibes. But the director does not have a good track record. I think he had also done La Llorona, if I'm not mistaken, which is also a shitty movie. And let's face it, what made Conjuring 1 and 2 work so well is they were directed by James Wan. So him not returning does not give me high hopes, but who knows? Hopefully he had a little bit more to do with it and they right the ship and they finish it off strong, because 1 and 2, some of my favorite horror films of all time. 3, oof, like it was my most biggest disappointment that year. So
Right.
He directed The Nun too, as well.
The Nun 2, the second, yeah.
Yeah,
Meh.
the Nun Part 2 and La
Whole-
Llorona, like you said.
Whole lot of meh in there. Yeah, man. I mean, it seems like a potential return to form. It seems like they're going back to the formula that was successful based on the trailer. Also, why does Annabelle have to be involved in every single Conjuring movie? Like, they show her once again. I guess, she is the Conjuring, right? Like, when you think of the Conjuring, Annabelle's one of the first things that comes to your mind, I suppose. But it's like, all right, haven't we gotten enough Annabelle in these fucking movies? But yeah, I mean, it looks cool. I think with this being, Patrick and Vera's final movie, I'm hoping it will be a return to form for the franchise. However, there's some stuff in this trailer that makes me a little hesitant. There's some corny shit in here. There was like one scene of specific with some horrible CGI I noticed. But for the most part, it looks like it could be fun. Definitely could be good. And I think you can only go up, hopefully, from the last installment. So we shall see, and that'll definitely be one we will be covering this September. So coming soon, folks. All right, next bit of news here is when I say the Ice Cream Man, you might think Clint Howard. Well, we are getting a new Ice Cream Man movie that has absolutely nothing to do with Clint Howard or a remake, as Eli Roth has announced his next horror movie will be titled Ice Cream Man. This film will be funded by his new company, The Horror Section, which we did discuss. It allows horror fans to invest and buy stock in production of Eli Roth's newest horror movies. Ice Cream Man is the story of an idyllic summer town descending into madness when an ice cream man serves kids sweet delights with horrifying results. Roth went on to say, I've had this idea for a very, very long time, and studios were too afraid of my early drafts. Now's the time to push the envelope further than I ever have, with I think is the most terrifying and insane film to date, which obviously any director and filmmaker is going to say that. He also went on to say that this will be a boundary pushing theatrical event for horror fans that they can scream about for years. So based on this plot synopsis, gentlemen, what do we think? Is Ice Cream going to be infected with some sort of virus, and this will be sort of a zombie movie or virus movie of some take, or will it be a Toxie Avenger type thing? What do you think?
I don't know, but what happened to Thanksgiving too? Is that
It
on the
it's
back burner?
it is coming, I think. But you're right. Yeah,
Why is he
I thought it was
skipping
supposed.
Thanksgiving
I
too?
thought it was supposed to come this Thanksgiving, wasn't it?
Yeah, missed opportunity for sure.
Perhaps delayed, or perhaps. Well, let me think here. Yeah. Well, maybe this is going to come after. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I don't know. What do you think, Ice Cream Man? You guys into this
I mean,
idea?
is it like the stuff? Maybe.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe. Kind
yeah,
of sounds like it could
that
be.
that would be really cool. No one's really done something like the stuff in a while, so yeah, it could be fun. But Eli Roth is very hit and miss with me, so I guess it'll depend how it goes.
All right, and we'll keep you guys up to date on that. Next bit of news here: Alien Earth. Todd, are you excited? You're the big Alien man. Coming to FX and
Eh,
Hulu this summer.
eh,
Meh?
eh,
Todd.
nah.
Well, we just received a new, longer synopsis for Alien Earth, which gives us a little bit of a hint about what this series is going to be about. It's been kept pretty under wraps, but here we go. When a mysterious space vessel crash lands on Earth, a young woman and a ragtag group of tactical soldiers make a fateful discovery that puts them face to face with the planet's greatest threat. As members of the crash recovery crew search for survivors among the wreckage, they encounter mysterious predatory life forms more terrifying than they could have ever imagined with this. I'm sorry, than they could have ever imagined. I'm really butchering this, folks. With the new threat unlocked, the search crew must fight for survival, and what they choose to do with this discovery could change planet Earth as they know it. Now, how do you feel, Todd?
I don't love like Earth stuff.
Okay.
Like I just rather them go off to a planet and or a spaceship and keep it simple, because the stakes are gigantic if there's an Earth Hive, and there's a couple books like that. So I don't know. I'm on the fence with it. I don't know. I just wish the Neil Blomkamp thing. I know that's dead for like 9 years already, but I wish that one would come alive. His version of part three. Oh well, what are you gonna do?
hmm Well, you don't have to wait too much longer, folks, as it has been also announced that the series will premiere with 2 episodes on August 12th. So set your calendars. We'll see. I don't know. I think it's in good hand, right? Because it isn't like Fede Alvarez involved in this some way somehow.
Yeah, yes, I think.
Yeah.
Per-
So I mean, it's in good hands. We'll see how it goes, and fingers crossed. For you Texas Chainsaw Massacre video game fans, some sad news today, as it has officially been announced that the game is coming to an end. As Gunn announced that no more future content or updates will be set forth for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game. Gentlemen, are you sad about this?
I am sad
I
about
didn't
that.
play it much.
Well, you never play any games, so I don't want to hear
You're right.
it. Except golf, which is fun. Which
Yes.
Steve and I have been playing that new mode. Fucking awesome. And TCM was my favorite game of that year, man. I loved it. It's my favorite. What do you call these games that are 1 versus 10 people?
yeah, right.
Yeah, that thing. I
That
loved
thing.
it. Yeah, it felt really cool. It felt really great. Cinematic at times, and of course, Gunn sold the production rights or whatever you want to say to a different company that's like a mobile-based company. So they fucked it up just like they did another game. And I don't know. It fucking sucks because I love that game. It was pretty sweet. And Killer Clowns is not good either. So now we're back to having, I guess, nothing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No.
Dead by Daylight, but I don't like that game. So
I heard the Evil Dead game's been shelved indefinitely as well. That was supposed to be coming.
yeah,
So.
that one was officially like they're not doing anything for it, just like Friday 13th.
Mhm. Yeah, and Grand Theft Auto delayed a year. I mean, what are we as video game folks supposed to do? I suppose I've been playing Split Fiction. For those of you who might like co-op games with Sam, and it's actually extremely fun. For those of you, it's like very sci-fi slash fantasy. It's pretty cool. So if you're looking for something to play with the wife, girlfriend, or just a friend, I definitely recommend Split Fiction. All right. Next bit of news here. Clown in a cornfield. It's all the rage right now. It's all everybody is talking about. Todd, you read the book.
Yeah, read the book, and it's getting quite the hype for
It
the
is.
movie. Quite
The
the hype.
The hype is real, folks,
Yeah.
and so real that Clown in the Cornfield has earned the biggest opening weekend ever for IFC Entertainment, with a 3.6 million gross on its opening weekend. Might not sound huge, but for an indie movie that had a budget under $1 million, it's pretty good. And how big is this? Well, it surpassed last year's Late Night with the Devil, which did 2.8 million on its opening weekend. So, congratulations to Clown in a Cornfield. Todd, are you excited? I mean, you read the book. Are you excited to see this? I've been hearing very sort of mixed things about it, but
Yeah.
I think it's just, is it clowns or clowns just all the rage right now?
Yeah, well, first, cool that it's successful. The book is a young teen book, or I forget what the proper term for that is, young adult maybe. So it wasn't like balls to the wall. It wasn't like that book we read that was fucking crazy. I forget the name of it. Where they're at the beach and the little kid cannibals come down and fucking kill and terrorize everything. But yeah, the book's okay. So I'll wait for Shudder because I think Shudder picked it up, right? They're the one who produced it or something like that, along with IFC. So they're gonna get it in what, a month or so.
Probably. Yeah, I mean, I think that could be one maybe we can review once it hits, Shudder or whatever. So we'll keep you up to date on that. But yeah, Clown in the Cornfield is hot, and I'm sure we'll be getting some sequels. I don't doubt it, because there's 4 or 5 books you said?
I think there's only 2.
Is there 2? Okay,
Yeah, I've only read the first one.
gotcha. All right. Also, something maybe coming very soon on Netflix is that Fear Street Prom Queen. I saw her being advertised the other day as well, so that could be something too we might need to check out. All right, some casting news. Matthew Lillard has joined the cast of Michael Flanagan's Carrie TV series. So all you Matthew Lillard fanatics, the man is getting some work these days. He's really, I feel like I attribute it to HorrorCons. The man wasn't doing much, and then all of a sudden he got hot on the HorrorCon circuit, and now he's getting a ton of work. So, I guess congrats to him.
Resurgence.
Yeah, definitely a resurgence for Matthew Lillard right now out there, and he's doing the Five Nights at Freddy's series, which is extremely hot as well. It's Five Nights at Freddy's, Clown of Cornfield right now. It's it's all the rage.
Actually, just to merge your two stories together
Sure.
before, one of my buddies, Scott, from the other show, Let's XP Geeking Gaming Podcast, he just went to PAX East and they announced that Five Nights at Freddy's is going to be the new DLC for Dead by Daylight.
Oh.
And they have an exclusive character where it's basically Matthew Lillard with his mask off, so you actually see his face and it's his voice. He did all the lines and everything like that, so pretty cool for him.
Cool. We mentioned Shudder, some Shudder news. I thought this one was kind of cool because this one sounds really interesting. Shudder has acquired the rights to Good Boy, which is a haunted house movie told entirely from the perspective of a dog. That is right, folks. So that sounds actually very unique and interesting. I know it was getting a lot of play in the indie film circuit and whatnot. So that is definitely one I think worth keeping your eye on when it comes out. So that is a movie called Good Boy, told completely from the perspective of a good boy, a good little boy. He's a good boy. Todd, he a good boy. Todd got a good boy, right? Good boy, good girl.
What?
You got dogs, right?
I have one dog. My dog
One
passed
dog.
away a while ago. Thanks for
okay.
opening old wounds.
I'm
you
sorry.
son of a
My bad.
bitch.
My bad.
No, this is interesting premise, man. I wonder if it's gonna be I don't know. This could be awful or really fucking cool. So I just want Steve to watch Ghost Story again because I want his
I
honest
gotta
opinion.
watch Ghost Story.
Not when he's on a fucking plane because you can't watch anything on a plane.
On my
The full
phone.
experience. Yeah, I watched Creed 3 on a plane. Actually, I watched Creed 3 on a plane coming back from Salem. So I don't know why I brought that up, but there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, so someone to watch Hell's Have Eyes Part 2 and it's that's a great idea.
God.
Let's make a whole movie.
That's
I
a plane
tried-
movie.
I tried to watch that Holocaust movie on the plane,
Oh.
the A24 one that came out last
Jesus,
year.
really?
And I was like,
Holocaust. Which one's that?
That,
Oh, man,
it's,
I I forget what it's called. It
It's
got like nominated for awards.
it's the
and
one
stuff
that's like set. It's like set from the German perspective, like
Yeah.
just outside Auschwitz.
Like they live in
Oh.
they live in a house and they're the Germans and it's like the family and like the dad's like I think like a Nazi soldier.
The
It was
Is it called Holocaust?
No.
Or is it...
no.
Oh, okay, because this one's from 1978, and that's not it.
No, it literally came out like a year or two ago. But
Interesting premise, though.
I tried to watch it on the plane and I was like, I cannot watch this on the plane right now. Like
No,
it's not a movie to watch on the plane, but
Yeah.
all right. Anyway, I digress. Next bit of news here is Urban Legend, folks. You know it, you love it. And apparently it's getting the reboot.
Who
Come
asked
on.
for this?
See the screen. Urban Legend reboot is coming, folks. It has been announced. Written by Gary Dauberman. That name sounds really familiar. It says Until Dawn. He wrote it, directed. I'm not sure. But Gary Dauberman wrote the script for this. Plot details currently are unknown, but sources say the story aims to be an examination of what an urban looks like in a post-digital world. So there you go, folks. The TikTok, maybe trends or whatever. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Urban Legend, are you ready for a reboot of Urban Legends? Is it time? It has been a while, right? I think the last one. So maybe it's been 20 years since our last Urban Legend movie. I think it could be cool. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, anything could be cool. So I hope it is cool. But I just like that it spawned our constant joke of killers writing PowerPoint presentations for their victims, because this movie had a long one. So I don't know. It's probably the old guy talking, but I don't have a lot of interest in like the modern, TikTok scene and things like that. Although Host was really good, but maybe that was a product of 2020, which I haven't revisited.
That was like a perfect pandemic
Yeah.
type style movie at the time. Yeah.
I wonder if it holds up. Have you guys watched this since then?
No,
No.
I haven't.
Maybe
I think
maybe I'll
I
do
think
that.
it would. I think it might. We'll see. Also, Steve pointed out The Zone of Interest was the name of the movie we were talking about earlier, the Holocaust movie, which I still haven't yet to watch, but I heard it was fantastic by all accounts. All right, and my final news tonight is our boy M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong is back with his new movie. It is set for an October 2026 release. The movie will be titled Remain, which they are calling a supernatural romance thriller. I don't know how I feel about that. Could be, we'll see. Most of those movies do always have a romance angle. Well, a lot of them do, right? Like Lady in the Water sort of did. There's some other ones too, right? I don't know. I feel like he has some of that. Oh, okay. So this is the one that I mentioned. That is co-written by Nicholas Sparks, who wrote The Notebook and A Walk to Remember as well. Jake Gyllenhaal, our boy Jake Gyllenhaal, Donnie Darko will be starring in this one, as well as Ashley Walters and Phoebe Diviner. And yeah, that's all I got for now. It's coming out October 2026. We'll see. Will Ken Shyamalan right the ship after Plot Holes Galore, the movie?
What was the name of that movie? I was thinking about it the other day. I couldn't remember it.
AKA Trap. I believe, right? Trap? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Oh God.
But yeah, we'll see. Hey, how do you guys feel about Shyamalan in general? I haven't heard a discussion about this in a while.
Early, amazing. Like
Mhm.
Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, Signs, like amazing. And lately, mostly miss, I would say. There are some that are better than others.
What was his
but,
last great movie? I'm trying to think.
like great movie?
Yeah.
Let's see. We have
Like there's
Sixth
Old,
Sense.
which was okay.
Signs?
Signs. Yeah, Signs great.
Signs?
Yeah,
Or his last
I
name?
thought Old was whatever. It was
It's okay. It
fine.
wasn't-
Yeah,
yeah.
it was
What,
fine.
yeah, Old was kind of whatever. It was decent. And
The last
then
one, Trap, was fucking just ridiculous,
Trap sucked.
but entertaining still.
the Cabin in the Woods or whatever that one was called, House by the Cabin or whatever. That
You
was
directed that one?
Yeah, with
Oh.
Batista.
Yeah,
So that was fine.
It was okay, but it wasn't like his fantastic.
Yeah.
Maybe
yeah.
Signs.
Even
Signs.
Glass was like, you know,
Yeah, Glass wasn't
and it
very
mixed
good.
two of my favorite movies
Yeah.
of his. You know?
Right.
He did all three: Unbreakable, Glass,
Yeah.
and wasn't there a third one?
Split.
or-
Oh,
Split.
yeah, Split was great.
Yeah,
Split
Split
pretty
was Split might have been his last great
Yeah,
one.
I would agree with that.
Mhm.
The Visit was interesting.
Oh, with
Fucking
the
hate that movie,
the
dude.
rapper kid
Yeah,
Yeah,
I hate
yeah,
it
with the
so
rapper
much.
kid. Yeah.
putting shitty diapers in people's faces.
Yeah.
People did love that one, but yeah, I agree. It was like, eh. But, all right. Oh, well, his TV show was decent. That Sam, no one watched it seemed, but Sam and
From?
I.
Was
But
that him?
the hell's the name? It was on Apple TV. I cannot fucking remember the name of it right now, but Servant.
Oh yeah.
Servant. Yeah, it was okay. It started getting meh towards the end, but it was a pretty decent show. All right, and that's all I got for horror news this week. And do not forget, if you want to send in your horror news, we have a horror news segment on our Discord. You can always post it in there, or you can send me whatever email, DM, and I will share your horror news if you have any. We do it bi-weekly, so send it in, folks. Alrighty, gentlemen, it is now time for What Watched. So tell me, what y'all been watching this week?
Well, I want to talk about one that I watched right after last episode where Joe talked about it, and it was Screamboat
Oh
from
no.
2025, Killer Mickey Mouse.
Oh no.
Yeah, man, it's a doozy. I'll start with the good. The kills are fucking great, man. The FX work is phenomenal. All the gross stuff, it that worked. The kills are fucking awesome. That wasn't the problem. The problem is, man, it's just like, what are we doing? Are we trying to be goofy? Are we trying to be serious? Are we trying to do a mix of both? It didn't really jive well with me. I think Joe mentioned too that it knew it was a bad movie, that was a positive. I think it did, but they had a little bit of identity crisis to me.
Mhm.
And then it was, I hate to say this, but it was almost too polished for what it was, you know? Like it looked too good, like the lighting and cameras. And I'm not shitting on the filmmakers at all, but I think this would have looked a little bit tighter if it was, less bright, more in the shadows, a little bit more indie feel instead of big budget feel. Because they captured the big budget. They did that fine. That was great. But I think it needed a little bit of indie touch on it. And the fucking characters, dude. Oh my God. Like I thought it
There,
was
yeah.
I thought it was pretty clever that they were going with the Disney princess angles and in the form of like a birthday party with a bunch of girls and they're all dressed up as a different, Cinderella and Jasmine, shit like that.
Mhm.
But gosh damn, I cannot wait for them to die, dude. And that
Right.
wasn't like that was they were grating on your soul the way they
Mhm.
were. But I do hand it to them. They did have one hilarious scene, I thought, where they were doing that stupid wonky eye thing that a lot of models do online where they do cross-eyed
Oh
shit
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then they get ran
That
over,
was
which is
that
pretty
was a
fun.
pretty good scene. It was funny, yeah.
Yeah. But I agree with your biggest gripe. Um, it's about Mickey Mouse. Like, is he at one point he's the size of a penis because his body is next to a penis that was severed. Okay, so he's that big. And then next scene he's inside of a guy's hat walking around, so he's that size. And the next scene he's driving a forklift. So what scale are we working with, people? I think they should have made him just human sized, right?
Mhm.
And just
Yeah.
had some fucking big dude walking around. Because I thought the look of him looked cool, but
Mhm.
like it was like that's where the identity thing comes from. Like, is it? I explain it to me. Like, I don't know. Like, is he fucking 2 inches long or is he fucking 6 feet tall? It just depends on what scene we're in. So it was kind of stupid, but I still think the best film out of this series is not Willie, Winnie the Pooh Part Two, which you guys didn't
Okay.
watch. So, but yeah, I gave this one a 2 out of 5 because the kills were amazing, but that did not save it because we had all these characters to get through.
And I will say, out of this whole sort of Disney stuff that's come out, Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare,
I gotta
think
watch that
is
one.
it's the best one I think I've seen
I'll
out of
find
this
that one
this
next.
universe. I definitely recommend it, and it should be available pretty
Just came out VOD
easily now.
today.
Okay,
Oh,
wonderful.
nice.
There you go. So I definitely recommend checking that one out because I think it's definitely the best out of all the ones I've seen. Although I'd still need to watch Winnie the Pooh too. At some point, I'll get to it. Yeah. All right. Also, Todd, what was I going to mention about this Oh, are you down like for a sequel? Do you think there's potential? Like, obviously they set it up. I don't know if you
Yeah,
caught
they set
that.
it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, sure. I mean, I thought Winnie the Pooh 1 was awful, and I think 2 is pretty cool. So maybe they
Yeah.
see what they did wrong and right and just expand upon that.
How'd you feel about David Howard Thornton as Mickey?
I think you could have put any actor in there.
Yeah.
This isn't a slight to him. I think the character's fine and he does some funny stuff, but
Mhm.
I didn't like really think that you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it could have been anyone that could play that part. I think it would have been fine, but he's fine in it. It's just
Yeah.
whatever.
Agreed.
You can't tell it's him unless you know it's him.
No, you can't. Obviously, but yeah, I mean, I feel like I don't know, like he did the same exact thing. It's like, I don't know, like
That's his thing, man.
his thing, yeah, because he has the same mannerisms. Like he did it in
Mhm.
Stream, and he does it in Mickey, and he does it with Art. So like, I
You
don't know.
said it in the mean one too. I think that's what you said.
I
Didn't you watch
actually,
that
I
one?
haven't seen. No, I haven't seen
Oh, I
the
thought
Mean
someone
One.
saw
No,
that. Okay.
no, I've yet to watch
It
it.
just came out on Tubi like this month. So
Oh, nice.
I saw that alert. Yeah, I got that too.
yeah.
Maybe a Christmas review for this
Yeah.
year coming
Yeah.
up. Well,
No, good for him, man. He's making
oh
fucking
God, yeah,
cash, dude.
he's
So
making
fuck yeah.
bank.
But
Dude,
it
it's
is his character. Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, I mean, fucking, he's at like he's
It's
rivaling,
peak.
like he's getting to like Robert Englund stats for like con lines and stuff right now. It's insane. So good for him and good for that whole. It's crazy. Like I remember when Terrifier 1 came out and he had no fucking line at all. You could walk up to his table and now.
Shit, we had him
Like,
on our show twice.
right, yeah, and we'll probably never have him on again because
No.
they've blown up. They were, we were getting emails. Oh, come, and now part 3 comes out and we get no emails. So we're the little guys. Once they get big, they don't care about us anymore. But you know,
Well, they'll come crawling
they'll come
back when
one
final
day.
episode launches
That's right. That's right,
in
baby.
2029.
That's right. All right, let's get back. Let's get back. Let's right this ship. And Steve, tell me what you've been watching this week.
All right, so Todd mentioned it before, but we're big into playing golf with our listeners and friends on Discord. So if you want to join that group, it's a great group. And I was golfing with one of our buddies, Corey, and there's a new like dinosaur course, and we saw a like Loch Ness type monster in the water, and he asked me, "Hey, have you ever seen a horror movie based off the Loch Ness?" And I started thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? No, which is crazy because I'm really like fascinated with that story. Or at least I used to be when I was a kid. So I, just threw a line out there, and the first one that I found was a 2004 film called Incident at Loch Ness, which I watched, of course, over on Tubi. So this is about a documentary crew who's filming Werner Herzog and Zach Penn making a documentary about the Loch Ness monster. So it's a mockumentary kind of. And basically, as expected, as they're doing this documentary, they find, maybe Nessie, maybe another sea monster, and it starts attacking people, and people start dying and stuff like that. So pretty simple premise. My problem with it, and it's a big problem, Werner Herzog and Zach Penn are not actors. And holy shit, should they have hired actors to play those roles? Like, I get what they're going for. They want to make it look real by having a real director and a real writer kind of playing their roles as a director and writer. But holy shit, does it come off as fake? It's like tough to watch how fucking fake it is. So yeah, I mean, I don't even have much to say about it because it just kind of slugs along. It was boring as fuck. Werner Herzog at least is somewhat interesting, and I'm not even going to spoil it just in case you see it. There's a fucking A-list cameo that comes out of nowhere in this movie, like a very recognizable name that we've talked about a lot in the past, and it was just like, whoa, they got him, so good for them. I give it a 1 star out of 5. The movie is absolute dog shit. I'm only giving the 1 star because of how surprised I was at that cameo. And Werner Herzog was somewhat interesting because he's just a fascinating man. So that is Incident at Loch Ness from 2004 over on Tubi.
I'll spoil it. I'll spoil it. Is it Crispin Glover you're talking about?
It's not.
Is
Oh,
it Jeff Goldblum you're talking about?
It is Jeff
it's gotta be
Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum. That's a random one. Wow.
I love Crispin. I wish Crispin did
I
more
didn't even
stuff.
notice he was in there.
Oh, really? He's
Because
a
they go to a
party
party.
guest.
Yeah, they go to a party and there's a bunch of like celebrities, but it's filmed so like shit that
Bruh.
it's kind of tough to say. But then fucking like he just shows up and he's just like there as himself, and it's just like okay, that's super fucking random, but kind of cool.
Hilarious.
And actually, speaking of which, so Corey actually asked us a question regarding this. He asked us, the Loch Ness Monster and similar lake monsters are criminally underrepresented in horror movies. What are
Sure.
some of other monsters, creatures, or cryptids that you think we would like to see more in horror movies?
Hmm.
Great
Good
question.
question. Great question.
Good question.
Log-
Hope Lick Monster down in Middle Kentucky.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Who is
And that
it?
is the Pope Lick
The
monster.
Poplick monster.
Yeah,
Okay.
Pope Lick. Allegedly, there is I think I talked about this, but there's a elevated or suspended, whatever, bridge for a train and people walk across that and they'll see the fucking goat man, dude. And he's got a goat head and an axe, and he'll chase your ass.
Love it.
So yeah, someone died like a couple years ago trying to go across the train, and a fucking train came. So like, come on, bud. Like, yeah, they died. So
Mhm.
Yep.
You know, there's as popular as he is, there's really not a lot of Bigfoot like Sasquatch horror movies. Like I can only think of like a
Oh,
couple.
there are a lot.
Oh well, really
but
shitty
none
ones.
of
Yeah.
quality. Yes.
Right. So that'd be cool. Also like Mothman is another one. Like
Mhm.
besides Mothman prophecies, that really, and obviously I'm sure there's a lot of really shitty low budget ones. But also like a really random one I just thought of is an eel. I can't think of any eel horror movies, and eels are pretty fucking creepy. And you can have like a massive sort of eel in the water type thing. Could be cool. Or the anglerfish, right? Those fucking ones that have like the lights
Yeah.
on their heads. That'd be cool. But then, did you hear about the one that died recently and it like rose to the top of the water, which is like really rare, and it turns out like they're like fucking the size, they're like 5 inches, like they're really tiny.
Yeah,
So,
I
might not
agree.
work.
Yeah, there aren't a ton of quality movies with like cryptids, and
Right.
sea monsters, especially like sharks. There's a bunch of them, but outside of sharks and like crocodiles,
That's
alligators, there's not a whole lot. Like the first one, my mind went right to 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, just
mm,
because it's the one I used to watch as a kid.
yep.
But yeah, I'd love to see another giant
Yeah.
squid one. Honestly,
Yeah, octopus too.
yeah, they fucking like creep me out. I went on the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea attraction at Disney when I was a kid. It's long gone now, but I got like genuinely fucking afraid for my life. Seeing those tentacles like attach themselves to the submarine we were in is probably like the most scared I've ever been in my entire life. It was
Hmm.
crazy. Yeah.
Best cryptid horror movie? I can't even like think of like an amazing cryptid horror movie really. There's
Yeah,
any
they're
standouts? I can't
how do you
think of
feel
one.
about Blair Witch guys?
I don't think
Bigfoot.
is that a cryptid though?
Bigfoot.
Like
Yeah,
Blair
Bigfoot's cryptid.
Witch?
No, Bigfoot. His Bigfoot
Oh,
movie.
big. Oh, which
Oh,
one? Oh,
exists?
exists.
Is it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
it was okay. It wasn't great.
Yeah, can't think of a
there's-
great one either.
No,
Guess you can't
that's
like Creature from the Black Lagoon or something.
yeah, I
Yeah,
guess.
it's not like a real cryptid that they
Mm.
or
Mhm.
real quote unquote.
All right.
Anyway,
But
yeah.
you like the
Fascinating.
Mothman prophecies, Joe?
I do. That's probably the best one I could think of, and even that one, like, I think I gave it like a 3.5. It wasn't like the best. Like, I can't think of any like 4 out of 5s or whatever, or higher.
Harry and the Hendersons.
I mean, yeah, for sure. I fucking love Harry and the Hendersons, but not a horror
Not
movie.
a horror movie.
unfortunately. But all right. My first one tonight, and my only one actually, is a 2025 release. I don't know. Did you end up watching this one, Steve? Because I know you mentioned it. Drop from 2025.
Not yet. It's on my
Not yet?
list. But,
Okay.
yeah.
So this one is directed by Christopher Landon, who is Todd's boy, because I know Todd absolutely loves the Happy Death Day franchise. He also did Freaky as well. And he did, interestingly enough, Paranormal Activity, the marked ones, which actually was great. He also did Scout's Guide to the Apocalypse. Did you either of you see that one? I know that's
I
one.
saw that. I didn't
I
like
feel
it.
like I did.
Didn't like
I
it?
didn't love it
Yeah.
either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. All right. So, yeah, he directed this one. This one is about a woman who is now a widow. Her husband, she was in a very abusive relationship, and she's trying to get back out into the dating world after the death of her husband. She ends up meeting a guy, online or whatever, and they meet up at a restaurant for dinner. And while they are at dinner, she gets these airdrops, as apparently what the kids get these days. I don't know. I'm not an Apple user, so I don't know the whole airdrop thing, but apparently really popular. She starts getting airdrops from a random number, being like, stop ignoring my drops. Why are you ignoring my drops? Blah, blah, blah. Eventually, the airdrops start becoming more sinister, telling her, you're going to have to do what I tell you because I have your son and I have a man at the house who will kill your son and your sister if you don't do what I tell you to do. And from there, we go on the adventure of her basically doing what this person over the phone tells her what to do through all these crazy sort of tasks she has to do through this airdrop. And yeah, overall, I actually ended up really enjoying this one. It's, is it a horror movie per se? I'd categorize it more as like a straight thriller. But overall, I actually thought this was a really fun watch. Overall, it's your typical sort of thriller of all these sort of crazy scenarios sort of happening. Very convenient at times. Obviously, it's definitely corny at times, but I don't think there's ever really a dull moment. It keep the plot, it keeps the plot going at a good pace. There's always something interesting happening on screen. It's very safe, for the most part. There's a couple of scenes towards the ending that are sort of very corny, eye rolly. But overall, I had a really fun time watching this, and I give it a 3.5 out of 5. I think it's actually really solid. Doubt it will make my top 10 or anything like that of the year. But it's a really fun watch. I would say like for a date night type movie. So that is Drop from this year.
I'm not an iPhone guy either. I have a Android, so I'm reading up on this AirDrop, and this seems
Yes.
pretty
Yeah, man. Apparently,
interesting because you can send dick pics to
yeah,
people.
I was
and
gonna
they won't
say
even
like
know it.
apparently guys send like they'll send like dick pics like through AirDrop like
That seems very intrusive, man. Like
extremely intrusive.
what stops from? I'm sure
You
there's
you can
what
shut
stops
it
a
off.
virus. I know. It says you can change
Yeah.
it to from everyone to contacts.
hmm
But what if like can you send like a virus to someone's phone and
I
like
would
steal their
assume
Apple Pay and all that?
probably. I mean, yeah.
I don't like it.
I don't get the like the positive about it. Like what? Like
Can't
why
you
would
text your friends?
why would I want like a random stranger sending me like airdrops? And I've seen like some TikToks of it of like people doing it on airplanes where they'll like airdrop people on airplanes and shit. And it's just like
I guess it'd be
bizarre.
funny.
I use AirDrop all the time. So
Did you?
Steve, what are you airdropping, dude?
I
Butthole
AirDrop
shots?
like when Joe
Final
sends,
episode trailers.
yeah, when Joe sends me the pictures for our YouTube channel, I AirDrop them from my phone to my laptop. So.
Okay.
See, Steve's using
Well,
it to his
that's okay.
advantage.
Yeah, that makes sense. But like sending it to like random strangers that are like within
Have you
like,
ever sent anything
just
to a random?
No.
Steve, liar. You you looked away. You're like, I'm not gonna tell the truth on this episode. What have you sent and why and to who? All right, that sound yeah. I'm gonna have to watch that one. This looks pretty cool.
pretty decent.
All right, my last one here is the movie I was gonna watch before we did Friday the 13th Part 7, and that's Cannibal Apocalypse from 1980, and that's over on Tubi and Prime, although I watched it on Blu-ray. Stars John Saxon, Heather Langenkamp's dad, Nightmare on Elm Street, right? Little Nancy. And they're Vietnam vets, man. They open up with Vietnam, rescuing some American POWs. The POWs were tortured, they were tortured, and they turned into cannibals because that's all they can eat is human, right? So they come back to the United States, and they're trying to break it. I don't want to eat people anymore, blah, 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 blah. But for whatever reason, like if you got the cannibal in you, if you can infect somebody else, dude, and they're turning into cannibals too, not zombies, cannibals. So we're following John Saxon. He's like the captain, or whatever, and he's trying to help his men. But John Saxon, he might be infected, dude. It's pretty cool, man. I wanted more out of it. It definitely has very high horror moments in it, and it's definitely a horror movie. But there's a lot of in between that isn't, right? It's dealing with like PTSD and like dealing with the soldiers, stuff like that, which isn't a bad thing. It's just when you have, combat veterans and cannibals, you mix that together. I thought it would be like batshit, balls to the wall, killing everything kind of thing. They're also like a really weird thing, and it's probably a product of its time, but John Saxon's, let's say 40 years old in this film, and there's a young girl next door. I don't know how old she is because they don't ever say it, but she can be 14 and she could be 23. It's one of those types of, faces, and she has the hots for him, and she comes over, and it's implied that he like goes down on her, and then like I'm like, this is fucking very strange, man. And then his wife comes home. He's like, I have a confession, so and so came over. She's like, what? What the fuck? He's like, all I did was bite her. I'm like, what? So it's like it's a bunch of weird stuff, man. And that whole subplot didn't need to be in the film at all. If you're gonna bite someone and show him that he's having cannibalistic tendencies, just fucking bite your mailman, dude. You don't need to go underage girls on this. It's very strange. But overall, I would I would recommend the film because John Saxon is, a pretty damn good actor. And I just love that late 70s look and early 80s look. It's just fucking awesome. Plus, there's a sewer scene, which they shot most of this, I think, in Atlanta, Georgia, in the United States. And then they shot the sewer scenes in Italy, of all places. Like, you spent that much money just to go to a fucking sewer in Italy. You could have filmed it anywhere else, but I don't know. It's not my budget. But I gave it a 3.5 out of 5, and that's on Tubi, Prime, and Blu-ray.
So my last one this week is continuing my annual calendar challenge, which I do with people over on Discord. So this is the May picks. They were done by Cody, so thank you, Cody, for that. I gave him 2018's The Pool, and he gave me this is 1989's Dead Calm. So Dead Calm stars Nicole Kidman, Sam Neill, and Billy Zane. It's a movie about so Sam Neill is returning Marine, I believe, and he comes back, and his wife Nicole Kidman got into a horrible accident, but they lost their child, and she goes through recovery, and he wants to kind of get her away from life for a while. So they go out on like a yacht and just sail the seas, and just go wherever the wind takes them. So they're just like I think they're 3 weeks into their sailing, and all of a sudden they see a ship and it seems to be in distress. So they call it and they're not getting any answers. And then they see a rowboat coming towards them with Billy Zane on it. And he's all frantic and everything. And he gets on and they help him out. And he tells this huge story about, the crew all died from like some kind of disease and they've been dead for weeks and I'm starving and I'm depressed. And he's like, okay, well, let's go back to your boat and grab whatever supplies that are good and we'll bring you somewhere. Like, no, I don't want to go back to that boat. And that's where, he starts, Sam Neill starts getting a little fishy. So while Billy Zane is sleeping, he goes over to that ship to see what's really going on. And then sure enough, it seems Billy Zane has murdered everyone on that boat. And that's kind of where the story takes us, is now Billy Zane is on the boat with Nicole Kidman alone because Sam Neill went to the other ship. And when he figures out that Sam Neill's gone, he basically takes the boat and it becomes Sam Neill trying to recover that boat and chase his own ship so that he can save his wife. Honestly, I never even heard of this one. Again, this is kind of like Joe with Fallen. For these big stars, for me not to have heard this one is kind of surprising. Then again, I was 7 when it came out, so maybe it's just one of those that came and went. Glad I watched it. It's really those 3 characters. There's a few others like at the beginning and then through videos and stuff, but it's really just them. And they do a good job, of keeping things interesting despite it being basically like 2 locations. And I enjoyed it. Now, it's not one I'd ever want to watch again or anything like that because there's not a ton that goes on. It's really just those characters interacting in certain ways. There's some scenes, though, that I'm like, was this really necessary? Like, on day 1, Nicole Kidman is like fucking Billy Zane. Like, she seduces him and stuff. Really, I don't really still understand why she was doing that. Like, she was trying to distract him and just, I guess, make him feel like she's on his side. But why would he buy that? It's been like 4 hours since her husband has been gone. It makes no sense. And the movie has a bit of like scenes like that where you're like, okay, this seems a little far-fetched. But overall, I think it's a solid movie. I give it 3 out of 5 stars. And I watched over this one on VOD. And Cody, who watched The Pool, unfortunately wasn't as lucky. He gave The Pool 2 out of 5 stars. He says the concept was interesting, but there were too many eye-rolling issues with the movie for me to engage in the plot of the screen. So I recommend The Pool. I liked it. It's about basically they drain a pool and 2 people get stuck in the drain pool because they can't get back up. And there's an alligator or a crocodile, I forget which of the 2, that get stuck with them. So it's them trying to figure out their way out of the pool with that alligator or crocodile. So it's a cool one.
So better than the shitty Blumhouse pool movie from last year.
Wasn't
I already
in that
forget the name of
movie.
it.
Oh
I
my
forget
God,
the
yeah.
name of it.
Yeah,
What the hell is the name of that movie?
It's right there on the cusp.
I know.
What is that?
Shit.
Black What? No, that's an alligator movie.
I don't remember. I like
Well,
erased it from my mind.
Right? No
It'll
kidding.
It'll come to us.
Yeah.
It'll come. It'll come.
But
All
justice
right.
for John Walker, right? John?
John Walker, dude. He's getting all the accolades now, I hear.
He is. He's amazing.
He's
And-
good. I told you
Yeah.
he's good.
Alrighty. Thank you, gentlemen. And now, Mr. Todd,
Mm.
it is time. Bust out the books, my friend, because it is time for another round of trivia.
All right, myself in the lead with 9, Steve 7, Joe 3 for quarter number 2. What is the name of the movie with the pool from last year?
I am literally going through my letterbox right now trying to find it.
What is the name of that fucking movie? Underwater?
Night
that's
Swim.
Night Swim.
Mhm.
Okay, Night Swim. That makes sense.
There you go.
I'll lead us off. Here.
All right.
Question number 1177. Near the end of The Greasy Strangler, a film we covered,
I've seen it.
what A-list celebrity does Ronnie claim he was friends with and that they were set to open a nightclub together before Braden, Ronnie's son, came along?
That
Wow.
is funny.
What
is
A-list celebrity does Ronnie claim he was friends with and they were going to open up a nightclub together before his son was born?
Hmm.
Burt
Interesting.
Reynolds?
I like
It's a
where you're
good-
going with it.
it's a good guess.
Not Burt Reynolds. Yeah, not Burt
Good
Reynolds.
guess.
You're in that
That era?
that era. Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm
I'll
gonna
give you
guess
one.
one. I'll guess
Billy
one more
Gibbs.
Billy Gibbs. Let me give
From
you
the Bee
no,
Gees.
not Billy Gibbs. Let me give you give you a quote that has a little cue in it for you.
Okay.
Take me disco dancing, Big Ronnie. There's something in that quote
Hmm.
that should lead you to the actor. Take
John
me disco.
Travolta?
John Travolta.
Yeah.
Saturday Night Fever.
The only disco
Nice.
dancer I could think of.
Right.
So- all right, I'll go next then.
Okay.
Guess a movie based off the IMDb parental guide. Sex and nudity?
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
both of them.
No, unfortunately not.
Nicole Kidman.
A female character is shown in a tank top and panties for about
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Love it.
Wow, that's a long time.
I love it.
Fortunately, that's all there was in that movie. So,
No.
violence and gore. A character has a bloody and mutilated face, looking as if burned by radiation or chemicals.
Oh,
Alien.
Wrong.
No, I went too soon.
Oh man.
That's Sigourney Weaver when she's
Nope.
walking around in tank top and underwear.
The dead bodies of 2 pigs are also shown bearing the same kind of burns.
interesting.
Dead pigs.
Profanity. Suck, God, piss, damn, bitch, and one use of fuck, respectively.
Suck is a profanity now?
Okay.
Okay.
Alcohol, drugs, and smoking. A man tells a woman that he became drunk one night so he would miss the bus to go to college the next morning.
Oh.
And this is probably one of the bigger giveaways. Frightening and intense scenes.
Mhm.
A woman gets into a car crash in the beginning of the film. It happens very suddenly and will startle viewers.
Hmm.
And I'll give you one more if you guys can't guess it.
I got nothing.
No, Todd? You wanna
No,
go?
I do not have anything.
All right, I'll give you one more frightening and intense scene.
Mm-hmm.
The movie is extremely intense. They put extremely in caps.
Wow.
And scary throughout. The main enemy is a very menacing and disturbing character, and the 2 main characters are under constant threat throughout.
He's a big meanie, this guy.
Mhm.
Jeepers Creepers.
Wrong.
Oh, good guess. Joyride.
Wrong.
Fuck.
So
She's in
yeah.
top on that one too.
No, so I have a Fallen theme tonight, and I
Oh.
was talking about 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Oh, John Goodman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Great movie.
Great movie.
Great movie.
Great.
All right.
movie.
My turn?
Yep.
All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
I also have a theme tonight dealing with Fallen.
Nice.
Oh,
All demon themed movies
very
tonight,
cool.
folks. So let's start off with a little trivia. In the movie Night of the Demons,
Seen it.
I think we've all seen it.
Like it.
Did we ever cover it? Maybe. don't know.
Yeah, because Justice for Sal. That's where that came from.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause
Maybe.
Sal didn't deserve
On
to
this,
die.
was it on this show though?
I'd have
Or was
to
it
check.
on?
Maybe,
Yeah, we have
yeah.
to check. I don't know. But my question is, who are the only 2 survivors at the end of the film?
You want their names?
Yeah, character names.
I can't give you their names.
Me
It's the
neither-
fucking
me neither.
pirate.
Yeah.
It's the pirate, black dude pirate,
And the
and
girl.
Yep.
the
That is
girl,
true.
Yeah, with
Yes.
I don't remember their names though.
I'll never get those. Dang it.
Roger and Judy.
Roger and Judy.
I was
Fuck.
gonna say Ronnie and Jessica for some reason.
Close.
Oh.
I will give you a bonus one, since
Oh.
just for fun.
Pirate,
But you get a point if you can guess it, because this one's kind of tough.
Okay.
What is said to be the reason the demons cannot leave
Sanctified grounds.
the Hill
Like
House?
hallowed
Hull
grounds.
House.
Hallowed grounds.
Incorrect.
Oh, I got to follow up with if she doesn't have one.
I don't know. That's where they died.
May I go, Steve?
Yes.
Yes.
They can't cross water.
That is correct.
Oh,
The
nice.
stream,
Yes.
the underground
Yes.
stream. Mhm.
Yes. Fucking justice for Sal, dude. All right. How much does Karen buy the Chucky doll for from the sketchy ass peddler who
Oh,
I think the
great
detective should have shot
question.
for being a potential rapist? But
Great question.
yep. How much did she buy from the
$100.
That's how much it cost in the store in the
Ah.
universe, so incorrect.
Okay.
$50?
Also incorrect.
Mm.
I think we're just going to go down the line until we get it right, so I'm going to stop it there. The original quote was $50, Steve, but she talked him down to 30.
Mm.
Yeah.
Final price 30.
A steal,
Which, if
honestly.
you go back in time, buy 90 of those things.
Yeah,
I
seriously.
mean-
Come back to 2025. We're good.
I bought one. It was $500
Oof.
from Trick or Treat Studios. So
Crazy.
you know. Inflation, folks.
Yeah.
All right. This is just a regular question now.
Okay.
Donald Sutherland plays a main role in the remake of a film we covered on this podcast.
It
Which
is.
film is it?
Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Wrong.
I
We
thought-
never covered that on the
Oh
podcast.
God,
Oh,
he's right.
It's a good guess, though.
Donald Sutherland. Say it again. Say it again. I think
Donald
Joe and I are
Sutherland
both smitten.
plays a main role in the remake of a film we covered on this podcast. Which film is
Oh.
it?
Interesting. So we didn't cover the
Donald
Donald Sutherland movie.
We
but
covered the
Original?
original. Yeah.
the original.
Oh, okay. So he's in the original.
No, he's in the remake.
No, he's in
So
the
he's in-
remake, but we covered the original.
That's right.
Oh,
Interesting.
that's a good question. Great question.
Yeah, I'll give you guys a pretty big hint if
So Donald Sutherland stars in the remake of a film we covered.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's all right.
you guys want the hint.
Sure.
We also covered the remake. So it was remade twice. We covered the other
Remade
remake.
twice. Black Christmas.
Wrong. Good guess.
Good guess.
Yeah, he's not in that one.
I mean, I don't think it was
Remake. It
the
was
thing.
remade
I don't think it
twice.
was the thing.
No, we did all three of the things.
Right.
You guys give up?
So there's original plus 2 remakes, huh?
Yeah, and we covered both ends, just not the middle. So we covered
Really?
the original and the
first
re-remake.
and that's insane.
That is insane. I can't.
Uh,
think.
Okay, you guys
Yeah.
give up?
Yeah.
yeah.
It is 2004's Salem's Lot,
Salem's Lot.
starring Rob Lowe.
Yes. Never
Oh.
watched. I've never seen that one.
Me either.
So we skipped it for some reason, but we did the other two.
Mm.
All right.
All
Makes
right.
sense.
Back to me.
Yep.
Guess the movie based on the IMDb information. This movie was released in the year 2001 with an R rating, clocking in at 1 hour and 41 minutes. Categorized as crime, drama, and thriller. Although I consider it a horror movie as well. I'd say it's along the lines of our movie tonight in some ways.
One in the chamber.
Currently sitting at a 7.2
Ooh, that's high.
out of
though.
10 on IMDb
Go ahead and say it.
with
No.
a Metascore of 64 out of 100. Writer Brett Hanley. I'm not going to say the director because it may give it away.
Hmm.
Cast Powers Booth, Matt O'Leary, Jeremy Sumpter, and that's all I'll give you for right now. Tagline is no soul is safe.
I'm gonna go Exorcism of Emily Rose.
Incorrect.
Okay.
I'll give Todd, and then I'll give you some of the other taglines.
Exorcist: The Beginning.
Incorrect.
Okay.
Second tagline: there are demons among us.
Oh, is it Constantine?
Incorrect.
That's a good
Damn.
guess.
Damn.
Demons Among Us.
And they're
I will
horny.
I don't know.
Are they horny demons?
Another tagline.
Are we reset now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Only demons should fear me. And you're not a demon, are you?
Stigmata.
shit.
Incorrect.
Stigmata. I'm gonna throw one out for fun.
Mhm.
Little Nicky.
Incorrect.
Dang it.
I'll give you one last hint.
Wow.
Oh, wow, we're really
And this is the dead
Generous
give. This
tonight.
is I know. This is the dead giveaway if you know it. Director. Bill Paxton.
Frailty.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's Frailty.
Never seen it.
You never seen it?
Never
neither.
seen
man.
it.
Neither. Wow. Okay. That's gonna be my next pick then.
Yeah, nice. No,
Either of you
Nice.
seen it? Whenever my next pick is.
it's in 2 weeks. So.
All right.
Oh,
It's
okay.
There you go.
Okay.
There we go.
Well,
Pick. Although I did want to pick the Ugly Stepsister because everyone's talking about it over
Ooh.
on Shudder.
I started watching that one today, actually.
Did you?
So far, it's pretty cool.
Subject
Back to
change
me.
then.
Yeah,
Back to me.
final round.
Let's go horror / sci-fi / action.
Ooh.
Okay, because this one can go either way, and I respect it. And I think when we did the '80s episode, I said it wasn't a horror movie, but it's in this trilogy book anyway, or not trilogy trivia. What is crawling on one of the soldiers' backs that the Predator in Predator 1987 observes right before another soldier stabs it to save his friend?
Oh, God, I just what is it?
Scorpion.
Correct.
Yeah, that's right.
Scorpion.
Mm-hmm.
I had
Yep.
cockroach in my mind, but I couldn't. All right,
Yeah.
guess the movie by the supporting cast. So I'll give you all the supporting cast except the main actor because that would definitely give it away.
Mm-hmm.
J.C. Quinn,
No.
Adam Goldberg.
Think I know him.
Yeah, you'd recognize his face. It's like one of those.
One of those faces. Got it.
Now is the big ones.
Oh.
Amanda Plummer,
Know her.
Eric Stoltz,
Know
Oh.
him.
Virginia Madsen,
Oh.
Hottie.
Vigo Mortensen,
Oh.
Hottie.
and finally
Yeah, agreed.
Elias Koteas, which is the
Good
connection
guy.
to Fallen.
Yeah.
So I'm missing one actor who's like the star of the film, which it would definitely give it away.
This is a horror movie.
Yes.
Oh.
I made sure on
That's
IMDb that it was listed as horror.
We
Virginia
got
Madsen.
Vigo, Virginia, Elias. We got banger cast.
Amanda Plummer, Eric
Plummer.
Stoltz,
Eric Stoltz is in there.
and one
Uh,
big actor that I'm leaving out.
is
Denzel?
Is it Anaconda?
Wrong.
No.
Damn, Eric Stoltz is in that though.
I don't know.
Any last guesses or?
What year was it? Did you give that?
No, I didn't write it down. It's like the
Oh.
late 90s, probably.
Late 90s,
Or sorry,
yes.
early 90s.
Early '90s. Eric Stoltz, Amanda Plummer. I don't know.
No.
You guys give
The
up?
Bone Collector.
Wrong.
Ooh.
No, you guys give up?
Yes.
It was The Prophecy.
Oh, that's on my to
So,
watch.
Yeah, because
shelf.
Christopher Walken is the one I was.
Walking in a Winter Wonderland.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Me either.
Never seen it.
Yeah.
Final question.
Final?
Yep.
All right. 3 letterboxed reviews.
Oh.
Can you guess the movie?
We'll try.
All right. Number 1. If Jennifer's body had an evil twin brother, it would be this movie. Number 2. The Superbad of demonic possession movies.
Oh my.
Oh, okay. I got one in the chamber.
All right. And finally,
Super bad.
the fight using sex toys was a revelation.
I'm gonna throw it out because I'm not sure. Idle Hands.
Incorrect.
Okay.
You're on the right track, I would say, though.
I'm trying to remember I
Similar tone.
I know what movie it is. I'm fairly certain, but I don't
It's a
remember.
movie we definitely all saw, I think.
Sex toy fight.
I don't even want to say it because then Todd will steal it from me if I say it wrong.
Well, you can. Well, yeah. I'm waiting like a shark.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Found it out.
The Exorcist's daughter?
No.
Exorcist
okay.
daughter. I haven't even heard of that.
Something like that.
Sex toy fight. I mean, if you know it, you know it, I guess. And I don't.
Yeah.
Sex toy fight.
I don't know.
Yeah, I honestly, yeah, no,
Okay.
I'll get
I'll
one more
give you a
guess.
year. I'll give you a
Okay, give
year.
me, yeah.
Okay,
2015.
it's a new one. Actually, that was 10 years ago. Holy shit.
Yeah, jeez.
Yep.
Um, I just,
I
yeah,
don't
I
even
don't know.
know. I don't
All
either.
right. I think you guys have seen this one. The movie is Deathgasm.
Seen
Oh,
it. It's a good movie.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Only seen it once, so I need to
yeah, me
do a
Hmm.
too.
little revisit on that.
Yeah.
I was
Cool.
so I started putting all my physical media collection on Letterboxd. It's a
Yeah, boy.
fucking long ass process, and I did Deathgasm today. Like
Oh,
I
nice.
was through the D section, so
What are
Nice.
the odds?
yeah. I think I got it in a band box or something. It's like
Yeah, that's where I got mine from.
yeah,
It's like not a legit cover.
yeah,
It's kind of
yeah.
like
The
cheap.
the spine doesn't have anything on it, so
Yeah.
it's like yeah.
Yeah. All right. Low numbers tonight. Myself 2, Steve 1, Joe 1, which brings me to 11. Steve 8, Joseph 4 for Q2.
Ugh, just a bad month. Bad,
It's not.
bad,
You
bad
know what?
quarter for me here.
We all have bad quarters, bud.
Yeah, it's all right. God damn it, motherfucker! I'm sorry. Okay. All right. Thank you, Todd. And now it is time for our main event of the evening, 1998's Fallen, directed by Gregory Hoblit and starring Elias Koteas. You might have just heard it. Steve mentioned him. James Gandolfini. Rest in peace, my friend. Donald Sutherland, John Goodman, and Denzel Washington as our lead, John Hobbs. Plot: homicide detective John Hobbs witnesses the execution of serial killer Edgar Reese. Soon after the execution, the killings start again, and they are very similar to Reese's style. It's not bad. It doesn't give a lot away. So, Todd, why don't you give a little more away?
I just want to point out you
Oh.
left out me, the movie's like biggest star, and that
Denzel
is
Washington?
no James Gandolfini's mustache.
Ah, yes.
Because god damn,
Fantastic.
that is a stash.
I thought you were
I
gonna
got,
say the. I thought you were gonna say the cat.
yeah, no.
Yeah. I gotta say, John Goodman and James Gandolfini have looked, well, James Gandolfini passed away, but they had the look throughout their entire career. They look the same.
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, cool.
Well, then,
And
but then Goodman lost all that weight, and he kind of
yeah,
looked
exactly.
yeah.
They went two paths. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gandolfini died eating a big steak, and
Did he really?
yeah, he died right after like a big dinner or
Oh, wow.
something. And then
That's a
John Goodman
bummer,
lost
dude.
all his weight and fucking thrived.
Still
you know?
kicking. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm watching his Gemstone show. It's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
All
with
right.
Jen Films. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
And he
it's a
just
good show.
finished up with the Connors, which he did like another like 8 seasons of that.
Right.
Oh, wow. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was on that long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was on a while.
All right. So we open up with Mr. Denzel Washington running like a total fucking dork through the snow. And he's like,
Hey, you leave him alone.
no, I'm not going to leave him alone. I'm going to do his voice too. I'm going to try. I bet you're wondering how. No, that's Morgan Freeman. So he's like, he has a voiceover. And he's like, something like telling us like, this is the day I died. He's like, but you want more of the story, huh? Or some shit like that. So we flash forward and he's going to tell us why or how he got to the point where he died in the snow, running like a total fucking dork. Turns out Denzel is a detective, and he one of the people he caught, which Joe mentioned, is on death row. He goes to talk to him because they're doing a documentary about the fucking guy or some shit like that. And like he shakes his hand and he utters some gibberish to him, and he's like, "Oh, okay, whatever, fuck." And then they go to the execution chamber. They execute his ass. He sings a little song like "Time is on my side."
Time
There you
is
go.
on
Hit it.
my side. Yes, it is. Yes,
You did
it
you
is.
did much better than some of the actors in the movie, Joe.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then like yeah, they execute his ass, and then he's got a partner played by John Goodman. John Goodman, he takes care of his brother, who's I think special needs, right? And his brother's son, so his nephew, and he's just doing detective shit, dude. But now there's some killing going on, and it looks just like Elias Cortez, whatever his name is, his style. People are calling him at night at his house, just like he used to do, saying shit to him. He's like, "What the fuck's happening?" So of course he meets some hot chick that knows a lot about books, dudes, and she's like, "You don't want to know about this. Get away from here." And then it unravels a whole conspiracy about demons being on Earth, and they're trying to, kill people and corrupt people and things like that. And this demon was inside the serial killer, and he's able to pass by touch, dude, and he wants Denzel Washington's ass, right? So we follow him as he tries to not get killed and go from there. Second time watch for me, but first time it's got to be over 20 years. I think I watched this on tape back in the day. Um, so first time in a long time. I knew the ending like vaguely. I knew where it was going, but I didn't know a lot in between. And it started off very strong. Like I think Denzel Washington is a great actor, and the supporting cast in here is pretty damn good too. I like though that feel of that. It felt a lot like Seven, right? Like the dank detective work, things like that. I
Mhm.
love procedurals like that. Acted well, like I said. But then it kind of fizzles out for me, man. It never gets it gets going, but it never like gets over the hump, I
Mm.
guess, if that makes sense. And then the ending I didn't like that much. But overall I think it's a good film. But what about you guys?
Yeah. Hot Chick, what you mentioned in this. Also Miss Honey in Matilda for you Matilda
Oh,
fans
the
out there.
hot teacher.
Yes. She was also
Interesting.
in 13 Ghosts as well. She is like the woman who breaks into the house or whatever. She's been in a lot. What's her name? Mbeth, I think is her name. She's got an interesting name. Let me look her up real quick. Give her some credit. Mbeth Davids. So credit to her.
Nice.
She's been in quite a lot. She was also in Army of Darkness as Sheila.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
his love interest.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
There you
That's cool.
go. Very cool. Yeah, man. So like I said, never ever even heard of this movie. So when I saw the cast, I was really excited to check it out. And yeah, man, I'm right there with you, Todd. Actually, overall, I enjoyed it. And I think it like started really well, but then like in the middle, it just sort of like moves along with not a lot sort of happening. Where I just feel like it just needed something more, like I don't know what, but it just sort of, I said this in my Letterboxd review, it just sort of like meanders without like a whole lot happening. It sort of just stays on the path, like a straight path where it needed some sort of excitement that just never gets going, and like I agree, like when you're comparing it to movies like Seven, these other sort of crime thrillers, or even like this one kind of gave me End of Days vibes for sure. But maybe a little more serious of a tone. I mean, this also came out 1998 as well, which seems about the same time as End of Days, I think. So I don't know. Like overall, it's solid, but with a cast this talented and good, it just I just feel like it never reached the greatness it had the potential to reach. So I still think it's a solid movie, but I left a little slightly disappointed because I feel like it could have been better.
Yeah, so same thing as Todd. I haven't watched it in like 20 years or whatever, and I used to really love this movie. And unfortunately, I kind of agree with you guys. The first half is super strong when they're doing the investigation and he's trying to figure things out, and he's going through clues, and there are different like serial killers that are copying each other. Like they're leaving their fucking cornflakes and milk the exact same way on the
Yeah.
table, and you got Robert Joy and all that shit, and that was like super interesting, and I liked where it was going. Once he starts figuring out what's actually going on, the movie kind of takes a bit of a stall. Like it's like they didn't know what to do. So it's just becoming like him interviewing people about like religious theories and like different books that talk about demons, but it's never like interesting. It's and that's where kind of the movie kind of fizzled out a lot for me. But before that was like really cool. I like the scene where, the people like kind of pass the demon on as they're singing that song, and it's just like
Mhm.
person to person, and it's becoming like too much for him and everything like that. And a good example of like the movie fizzling a little bit is I was really into their relationship with him and his brother and his nephew.
Hmm.
I thought it was like a sweet relationship. This cop, he's overworked and everything, but he still finds time for his brother who seems to be like special needs or autistic or something. So when his brother dies, I feel like I should have felt more about it. And they also, I feel like they should have felt more about it, especially his son, who almost just kind of accepts it. Maybe he
Right.
was expecting it because, he has kind of disease we didn't know about, but I don't know. So yeah, overall, I liked it because the actors are fucking fantastic, and the first half is really strong. But like you guys said, it kind of fizzles out by the end. Although I personally like the ending. I like that the whole movie was narrated by the demon, not by him.
Hmm.
I thought that was a clever ending, but yeah.
I guess they didn't answer, but did we miss why his brother Was he special needs? Did he have an accident? Or was that just
They nah,
just
they
in there?
They
never
never
they
really
never
mention it.
yeah, they never touch on it. I mean, I just, he obviously lives with him. And did the wife die or
No,
something? Did they
no.
touch on that? Or
Yeah,
like his wife or
she left. She
whatever?
just left him, I
Or she
think.
just left him? Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
without it just left him and the kid without saying anything. I think
It's fucked
that's what
up.
they
Yeah,
said. Yeah.
that's fucked up. Yeah, yeah. I kind of agree with you though, Steve. Like, I feel like it should have been more. I did feel like horrible, right? Because
Mhm.
like he's such like a innocent, character in all of this, and when he does die, it's sad. But I feel like it could have been even more. You're right. It could have been definitely like more impactful. It's sort of just glossed over. And yeah, so I think they could have definitely did better than that. I also think like I don't know, man, like the police investigation stuff could have been better too. Like when you look at movies like Seven, which I feel like this is trying to be Seven in a
Right.
lot of ways, obviously. Like I don't know, I just feel like there should have been better like investigation work, like into the demon and stuff like that. Like maybe we could have seen pictures of like the demon in a book or something like that, like or them going like into like demonology, going into like cults maybe that like had this obsession with this Azazel character. I think that's the demon's name, is Azazel or something like that. Yeah. I would have liked to have seen more with that, but yeah, you're right. Like that. Like I mean, the movie is like a little over 2 hours too, and like you said, like the beginning and the end like are great, but then like that hour in the middle, like it's I don't know, there's just not like a whole hell of a lot going on. We do get a lot of scenes of the demon like transferring bodies, which is interesting. But I don't know. There just need to be something there in that. We do get the shootout scene, which is cool. And then sort of like his whole sort of framing thing where we're getting, and I think there need to be a little more backstory with this cop character when he ends up going to the cabin and stuff like that. Like I think we need a little more. I don't know. There need to be something more here, and we just never get
Yeah.
there.
I agree that that was such a big setup, especially with Don Sutherland, the lieutenant or captain, or whatever. He's like, "Don't fucking look into that." I'm like,
Mhm.
"Oh, someone's gonna be juicy," and it wasn't that juicy. I mean, the cop killed himself allegedly, which we learned that he was trying to kill the demon, but didn't work. But I wrote this down. I don't remember why. You know what you look like with a sandwich up your ass?
Yeah.
Who said that?
I don't know. That's a great line.
It's James Gandolfini, I think.
Oh,
Okay.
that makes sense. That
Yeah.
tracks because he's kind of a sleazeball in this movie.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't remember the context, but I do remember it's him. I do want to give props to Elias Koteas though.
Yeah.
He's only in it
Limited
for like
role,
5 minutes,
yeah.
but
he's
goddamn,
good.
does he steal those 5 minutes?
I wish he was. Yeah, I wish he was in it more.
Yeah, he's very
too.
impactful in his scene.
Mhm.
Yeah. He's just like the credits are playing as he's walking down death row,
Mhm.
as he's going towards the chamber, and just that he's just dancing and fucking around with the prisoners that he's passing. He was great in that role.
Yeah, I don't know, because I really liked Robert Joy, like in
Yeah.
his limited role too. Like he played like a really good sort of creepy
Little
thing.
creepy guy.
Yeah, I don't know. Like maybe the demon shouldn't have crossed bodies as much as it did. Like I
agree.
understand why it did, but like I think it would have been better like if it only crossed into a few different bodies like throughout time rather than it going into like 50 different
I was
Yeah,
gonna
bodies.
say it went into quite a
A
bit of
lot,
people.
yeah.
Yeah,
There's that one
like,
scene is
yeah.
really cool though.
He gave
where,
us that
like,
one
yeah,
scene just to
yeah.
show that he can do it, but
Mhm.
then go back to like one person that's like chasing
There-
him.
yeah, I think you're right. I think there need to be like a focus on
Yeah.
like one like threat like of like the demon. I don't know.
That'd
And
be cooler, man. If Robert Joy and Elias swapped characters, and
Mhm.
Robert Joy was the original guy, and then we followed Elias throughout
Yeah.
the film because he was so fucking good, like
Mhm.
I said.
Yeah, like because I don't know if like the demon is there, but he never seems like this like extremely like massive. Like he's supposed to obviously be this like extremely massive threat, but like I just never like felt like terrified of him like you should, you know?
Yeah, you know what the problem I think should have been, like what I would have done had I had like the script and I needed to finesse it, is that I would have given like the Thing kind of deal where the demon was probably in one of the cops, but he didn't know which one. The problem is every time the demon was in someone, he'd immediately out himself. Immediately you start singing the song, or he'd like creepy smile, or like there'd be something that would show, okay, the demon's in this person. It'd be cool if we didn't know who the demon was in, and he'd like take every fucking little thing like personally, even with his cop buddies, and start distrusting everyone, and that would have been more interesting than the demon always outing himself immediately.
Which brings me to one of my favorite scenes is where we don't know if John Goodman or Sutherland are the demon
Right.
when they go to the cabin. And that's kind of what Steve was talking about. They played that off pretty well. Like, okay, is it him? Is it him? Is he gonna kill an innocent guy? Who is it? And I really like that aspect of the final scene for sure.
Hmm. Yeah, agreed. Although I don't know, man, like did do you think Goodman played a good demon there? Like I don't know. Like I don't know if it was effective as it
Little
should
too
have
funny,
been.
right?
Yeah, he plays off a little too goofy, but that he kind of does that throughout the movie. He never plays like the serious sort of. He kind of like toys. He's kind of like a comedic demon, which was interesting.
Yeah, he fucks with Denzel the whole movie,
Yeah.
like so. I
Mhm.
think it was actually on
I
on
guess
brand
yeah,
for this
that's
demon.
true. It's a
He
good point.
that's all he
Yeah.
does basically is fucking around with people.
But what's the demon's like end game here? Do we ever get like the reason why this demon is doing like
Wants to just
this?
kill everybody, I guess.
Is trying to like take over the world or something, but it's only one demon, so it's like he transfers bodies, but like do they ever say like what the end game is like for this
I
demon?
think it's basically like the devil, right? He's just trying to cause harm to everyone,
Yeah,
but he has
just
to
chaos.
move bodies to continue doing that.
Right. But why? Why does it have to continuously
'Cause
move
he's a
body to
fucking
body? I guess, yeah, right. It's like try to fuck up as many lives as he possibly can, I guess. So it's kind of yeah, it's kind of like there's evil like amongst us, and you never know who it
Mhm.
could be. I guess like is sort of the message.
Right.
You
I like
made
how
it
they're
seem-
fucking him over though with it was justified the shooting because the guy pulled a gun on him and he killed him, but then it turns out like the demon keeps taking witnesses and then telling the reporters that Denzel Washington is at fault for when they framed him. That was pretty like
Yeah.
a fuck you to him.
Well, his ultimate goal seemed to be to really like fuck up Denzel's life. Like he even said, like once I take hold of your body, I'm gonna go on serial killing sprees and I'm
Yeah.
gonna like mess your life up and then kill you.
Why Denzel? Why was Denzel like the focus? Because like he was in Elias's
I think
body
so.
there at the
'Cause he caught him,
beginning. Yeah.
maybe?
Yeah, it's like yeah, he's been fucking with cops, right? That was
Yeah.
established with like the
Yeah,
previous
that's
cop that
true,
had done the
yeah.
same thing. So I think
This
yeah, I
demon
think
just hates police.
I feel like he was so from my understanding, he was in Elias's body a long time because he talks about like he used
Yeah.
to call me at all hours of the night and he used to like mess with me all the time and he finally caught him
Yeah.
and it's like his revenge for catching him. Like you ended my fun with this guy, now I'm gonna fuck you up.
Hmm. Yeah, I just feel like I don't know. I feel like there need to be some sort of connection there, like with, I don't know. Like maybe it would have made more sense, honestly. I mean, there's just sort of nitpicking and stuff, but like if it was like Denzel's father was like the cop that killed himself, so like there was that sort of connection there. He's like, oh, well, I killed your father, whatever, and now like I'm going after you or something like that, rather than some like random other cop from like 30 or 40 years ago, whatever it was.
Or it should have been like Donald Sutherland's partner or
Yeah,
like someone
sure.
that's connected.
Yeah, because there's no like crazy connection there where it's like, like obviously like it's toying with them and like writing these hints on the walls that he's trying to figure out, and then it just was like, oh, it's like some random decorated cop that was. I mean, was it his father, right? The chick that sort of helps Denzel, right? It was
Yeah.
her dad,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Which is kind of like, what happens to her? Does she is kind of disappears, right? At some point.
Yeah.
Does she? Yeah.
She
Does she?
gets banged
Does she?
and that's it.
Does she take? Does she take the son at the end of
Yeah,
his
yeah,
brother? Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
She-
So I guess
yeah,
she's
she
gonna
does.
take care of him.
She's like,
'cause-
fuck, man. Like, I gotta take care of this fucking kid.
Well, like
Yeah.
we just met.
I don't know you, dude.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys like the ending. I don't.
Hmm.
So the demon wins.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
I
Is the late '90s fuck you theme? Like they did this in a few. Seven
Do you like
did it.
Do you like Denzel's plan? Like
what was his plan again? Like
his
just
plan was he was gonna kill himself and kill the demon, and then the demon can't. But
Can't
wouldn't
get into
see that
somebody
doesn't
else?
make sense to me? How could the demon not? Because you see that even when someone dies, he can go out of body and just
Right.
like float through the air.
maybe
you know?
he needs like
So like, couldn't he float through
a
the air
soul
fucking
through
forever?
50 feet.
Could right?
I
I don't know. There's no established rule here. So why couldn't that demon just float through the air until it gets to
Yeah.
civilization again? Like I feel like
Right.
it would, because obviously it does. Like it goes inside the cat,
Yeah.
obviously at the end, which I liked. I thought that was kind of clever.
I think it's lame that he could be an animal
Yeah.
I was
You
like,
don't
come
like that?
on, really? That's his out is a fucking. They should. It
Where
could
did
be
that
a
cat
fucking
come from?
deer.
It's in the middle of the damn woods, like in the winter.
Well,
I know.
they show that cat before when he goes to the cabin the first time.
Oh, do
Yeah.
they?
Yeah.
Okay.
He like scares him or something.
Just, all
Poor
right.
cat. I feel like the demon can easily win too, because like how many people know about it? He can just like go into your body, kill yourself, go into Steve's body, kill yourself. And I'm like, you know
Right.
what I mean? Like, okay, 7 billion people later, you win.
Also, isn't it cheating in some ways that like the demons now are in this movie, but it's using Denzel's voice? Like
Uh,
to try, right? Why would it be using why would we be getting Denzel Washington's voice as the demon? Like that didn't make any sense to me either, because it's not like it took his body over.
oh, it's a
So
cat.
it was like a cheat. Like,
Well,
you
yeah,
know,
he was in cat form, so how could he be talking like Denzel? That makes perfect sense.
Well,
Right?
he does. No, it's narrated while Denzel is dying. You know, he's crawling away, dying.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as the demon though, but it's the demon.
Who's
Yeah,
that
but
for,
the
then?
demon always takes the voice of the person of the host he has. Yeah,
But
So
did he
he's gonna-
take, he never took
He's
over
gonna start
Denzel, did
meowing
he?
all over the
he,
place.
he does. He
does
took over
take Denzel at
Denzel's,
the
and
end?
Denzel's like, "I'm
Oh,
poisoned.
that's
I'm
right,
gonna
but he's
die,"
poisoned,
and he's
right,
trying to like
right.
run away to get like to civilization.
Yeah.
But
Okay, that all right.
Uh,
Makes sense.
Hmm.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I didn't mind the ending. Like it was, yeah, I thought it was like clever.
I
and
just don't like
kinda-
the cat part of it. I don't care if the demon
Mhm.
wins. I just didn't. He's like, there's a cat, and he goes in the cat and walks away. That cat's gonna
Yes.
freeze to death, dude, in the
I
middle of the
mean,
fucking woods.
You would
in winter.
think, yeah.
I don't know.
But apparently the cat makes its way a homeward bound, I'm assuming type situation
Right back
where
to New York or wherever they're
it
in.
gets back into the
Yeah.
wilderness and finds its way back and
I want him to possess like everything, like a fucking mouse and then like a flea. Just go nuts.
yeah, well, presumably that's how he escaped the first time too, right? Like some kind of animal at the cabin.
I guess. Yeah, I mean there's no like
What if it's the
explanation.
cat, same cat every time? The cat's like, "Fuck, what the hell happened this time?" Can he be like he can be anything? Like,
I guess so.
Oh.
Anything that's living, right?
Yeah.
Anything that has a soul.
Can literally go into anything.
oh, anything that's a soul. Okay. So cats have souls now.
Yeah, I don't think he can go into a
Let's
tree.
discuss.
Yeah, like-
He's just a fucking tree. He's like,
it
"Damn
has
it."
to be like a living, moving thing. So yeah,
Well, a tree
a shark.
moves towards the sunlight though, so therefore
Oh,
it could be a tree.
the branches they
Yeah.
grow, right?
Mhm.
Hmm.
Who would you be if you're the demon? I'd just be a fucking famous dude and have a cool ass life. Like, why is he being a
right?
fucking
Yeah.
asshole and
Like
trying
a
to kill
ri-
everybody?
Yeah, just be like a rich person and go like live in your mansion and like
Yeah,
enjoy
stop
your-
being a prick and just fucking
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean that's the movie. I mean that's the whole movie right there. I don't know. Anything else, gentlemen, before we get into rating it?
no, that's good for me.
Yeah. All right, I'll start us off. Yeah, man, I mean, it was fine. You know, I think for these like crime drama movies, it pales in comparison to some of the greats like Seven, and whatnot. Which probably isn't fair to compare it to Seven because it is very different. But with the cast like this, it should have been better. You know, it should have been. And I mean, I think at the end of the day, a great cast, but let down by its story. It definitely could have been better story wise, which ultimately fails this movie. But it's still, the cast is what elevates this movie to it being a solid crime, supernatural type thriller. Yeah, I'd put it on par with like End of Days. You know, like I think it's very similar in some ways, and I'd say it's about the same. So I give it a 3.5 out of 5.
Slightly lower. I'm at a 3. Just because I thought it was pretty damn cool at the beginning, and then just like I said, fizzled out and never really got back to that point. Cool ass cast, but him turning into a cat at the end is kind of lame. So 3 out of 5.
Yeah, so I was going into this thinking, okay, I can't wait to watch this like 4.5 out of 5 banger.
Wow.
But honestly, I was disappointed, to be honest. You know, watching it with like kind of 20 years later. So I'm giving it 3.5, like Joe. I still think it's a solid movie, but it really fizzles out in that last half. It's we say it all the time. It's too fucking long, man. You
Yeah.
know, like cut this to an hour 40, and we could have had a much better movie here. But yeah, still worth watching. I think once, you know, if you like this type of film.
Yeah. And what do our friends over at Letterboxd have to say about this one? Pretty much right in the middle, folks. A 3.3 out of 5 average over on Letterboxd. Alrighty. Well, thank you, gentlemen. That's going to wrap it up for this week's episode. Steve, what do we get next week?
We're heading back to the theaters for another hit movie. Unfortunately, Tony Todd's last, and that is Final Destination: Bloodlines, which is the 6th film in the series, I believe.
Something like that.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. It's got like a really good Rotten Tomato score, at least
93%. It has opened with,
Right.
which is
But
crazy.
that always changes after like
Yeah.
people see it and stuff. But that's still a pretty like high number to start with. So I'm excited.
Very cool. So if you want to head to the theaters and check out Final Destination Bloodlines, it opens this weekend. So go and check it out and get ready for our review for next week. In the meantime, you can keep up with the podcast, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Threads. Just search the Horror Squad Podcast. You can email us anytime, the Horror Squad Podcast at gmail.com. But of course, you already know it. The best way to keep up with the podcast is our Discord, completely and totally free to join. It's linked over on our Instagram, or you can send us a DM or an email and get you a link to join that Discord. Ton of channels to sift through over there. Great community. Movie club every single month. Gaming every single week or bi-weekly over on VR if you have a VR headset, or just talk horror with and non-horror. We talk about food. We have a mess hall over there where people post pictures of their food. We literally do everything over there. So come join us on our Discord. Also, if you haven't already, leave us a 5-star review on your favorite podcast app. And if you're a hater, leave a 4-star review if you want. Be a hater. But don't be a hater. Leave us a 5-star review. We also have merch, tpublic.com, the Horror Squad Podcast. We have final episode merch over there as well, if you like to do it, which someone did buy a final episode t-shirt. I don't know if it was one of you guys, but if it wasn't, someone did buy a final episode t-shirt the other day, so we appreciate.
That's cool.
Oh, yeah, we
Hell yeah.
appreciate. Yeah, I got the alert the other day, so thank you to whoever bought that. And if you want to, support the movie, go buy some final episode merch or some Horror Squad Podcast merch and wear it. So people are like, hey man, what's that awesome shirt you're wearing? You say, there's a great podcast out there called the Horror Squad Podcast. Or we have coffee mugs. There's a bunch of cool stuff over there where you drink your coffee mug and people are like, hey, that's a really cool coffee mug. Oh, really? Because I listen to this awesome podcast called the Horror Squad. Oh, we have a pillow.
Who are you
So you lay
talking
your
to
head-
in this world that you're talking about pillowcases and stuff? Sir, get out of the good home store and buck off.
tpublic.com, though, the Horror Squad Podcast. A ton of awesome merch over there, so go and check it out. That's also linked over on our Instagram. And don't forget important dates, October 2nd through the 5th in Salem, Massachusetts. It's just a bunch of Halloween weekend with the cast of Hocus Pocus. A lot of amazing events to come through the entire weekend. We are going to be hosting trivia. We are also going to be at the screening. We'll be at all the events. So just head to itsjustabunchofhalloween.com and join us in Salem, Massachusetts in October. The best time to be in Salem with the cast of Hocus Pocus, where they filmed the movie. It's going to be an awesome weekend. Steve, Todd, and I will be there. Tickets are selling out for many of the events. So if you haven't already, go and get your tickets for what is left. And that's going to be it, folks. So we'll see you next week for Final Destination Bloodlines. See ya.
Right.
Bye.